Balitang Express!
Sen.Hontiveros, ipinakita ang kanyang kamalitahan nang uminit ang kanyang ulo sa kanilang Senate hearing. Alamin ang buong detalye sa video ito.
Mr. Chair, tataka nga ako, marami na sa resource persons natin nagbanggit sa ERC, pero ang tahimik ng ERC sa hearing na ito. Ma'am, bukod po sa dapat mas maagang review nung WACC, Weighted Average Cost of Capital, meron na po kayong ang ERC bilang the regulatory body, meron na po kayong utos na magsagawa 2016 o 2017, magsagawa ng bidding process para sa isang third-party audit sa NGCP. So, bakit po hindi na-enforce ang mga ito ng primary regulatory body sa energy sector, Mr. Chair?
Thank you very much for asking us to explain. We could not volunteer as it seems that questions were on queue. Anyway, it's true that there was an ERC resolution number 4, series of 2016, wherein this resolution particularly mandates the review. However, this was not implemented, Your Honor, because it was not acted upon immediately then by ERC, and there were subsequent problems because of the vital participation of the Grid Management Committee Incorporated. This was actually disbanded, or the corporate life of this corporation was shortened the other year, because we found that there is really no legal basis for the registration of this. So the third party that was supposed to have been procured or bidded out, we were not, the present commission was not able to do. The second place, Your Honor, the practice then was for NGCP to provide for the funds to be used in hiring the consultants. And this commission at present believe that the regulated agency who will be reviewed and evaluated should not be providing the funds, much less conducting the bidding, and with the results of the third party being merely passed on to ERC. And the ERC could not have conducted the procurement earlier, except this year, when when Congress already provided us with the funds. In other words, for this particular instances, it is the belief of the Commission that the cost of this kind of regulation should be with the government and not with the regulated agency. That is subjected to review. So, as I mentioned earlier, ERC will be conducting the review on the performance, and in fact, we are now finalizing the TOR. We have finalized it, except that when the issue on vulnerability came up, we are including the vulnerability aspect as part of the TOR. Our target is for the terms of reference to be finalized and the procurement process to be done within the first quarter of this year, since under the 2020 GAA, there is already funds that the ERC can use in the procurement of the third-party consultant.
Tama, Mr. Chair, may pondo na sa wakas para sa isang audit or even a VAPP sa 2021. But i-note ko lang po, Mr. Chair, narinig natin to yung paliwanag ng ERC, but 2021 is 5 years after iniutos ng Regulatory Commission na magkaroon ng bidding at saka audit na iyon. So kahit pa may na-disband na committee, yung grid management committee, kahit hindi nagawa yung bidding out noon, kahit hindi na-provide yung funds earlier, it should not take half a decade para rin regulation ay masunod. Just for the record, Mr. Chair, medyo slightly unbelievable na nandito tayo sa ganitong sitwasyon, Mr. Chair.
Yeah, Mr. Chair. Yeah, yung question nyo lang po, bakit ano nangyari po sa circular application ng DOE. Ang nangyari po ron, either legally in-argue, meron pa nga po ron, pinailan nila ng TRO para mangyari. Well, my point is, it already established a pattern that from the words of the President of NGCP, talagang ayaw nilang magpa-subject sa auditing or sa examination. He mentioned, meron daw kaming daily na inspection. Meron naman po talaga yung tinatawag na peer club na doon nag-meeting kami kung paano namin matitingnan kung ano yung nangyayari, kung yung bang ginagawa nila yung responsibility na yun sa concession agreement. Pero katunayan, yun nung dala kong isang box dito, kanina na dala-dala ko, yun yung mga sagutan namin na ayaw na nila mag-inspect. Just recently, pumayag sila na, sige, tuloy na natin ulit yung TR plat na i-inspect natin. Pero, hindi kayo pwede mag-photocopy, hindi kayo pwede mag-picture. Kung may ino-notes kayo, ino-notes nyo lang. Talagang ito, subject ko ito doon sa plain view. Masabi lang na nakapunta yung transport tinignan, ganun yung nangyayari. So, I don't know if we still could, kung may control pa tayo ng NGCP. And I remember that question posed by the good Senator Gordon during the deliberation ng budget ng DOE. Huwag yun ang sagutin, sabi niya, kung may control tayo. So, hindi ko na rin siguro sasagutin, but I think in your minds now, all of you here, alam nyo ano nangyayari. Kasi yung last na sinasabi ni Secretary Cusi, right, we wrote them a letter. Pumunta si Yusek Vanessa together with Representative of Transco. Binigay namin yung letter. Na sinabi naman nila kasi, sa media, sinasabi nila, willing kami magpa-audit, open kami. So sulat kami, yung sulat ko, in view of your pronouncement in the media that you're willing to audit, may we now discuss the protocol of audit. We attach the protocol, I signed it. In the name of President Almeida, kung agreeable sila. That is December 2, I remember. Eh ano na ho ngayon, no? February 3. Ilang buwan na. Ang dami ho namin sulat to audit. In fact, may instance pa nga po, just to establish the pattern na talagang ayaw nilang may control. Meron ho kaming ginagawa to know the extent of ownership of Transco to the right of way. So nag-hire po kami ng mga geodetic engineers and then in BOA with the Land Registration Authority so that we determine the metes and bounds and the ownership of Transco para alam po namin. So sa Pangasinan po, pumunta yung mga agents namin doon, kinasuhan po nila ng trespassing eh. Can you just imagine, beyond the facility, but we cannot go inside.
So in other words, Secretary Cusi, have we conducted any vulnerability assessment and penetration testing? Wala tayong ganun na ginawa since 2009.
None because they never allowed us to perform the audit. Second.
And can I ask NGC, bakit hindi nyo naman pinayagan? How can government exercise its check and balance power? And it's clear in the concession agreement that they can go in and inspect.
Yes.
You know, all of this putting roadblocks and barriers, hindi nyo ma-avoid sa isipan natin na merong tinatago. The lack of transparency will lead to this naturally. That's why we're here, because of this lack of transparency. So, how come the DOE, which is the general supervisor of all the energy sector, of the entire energy sector, hindi napayagan mag-inspect?
There are certain items for audit, and then there are certain items that ERC can audit for us. It's in the concession agreement. So on items and system operations, it's the EIC. And on items on our everyday work, it's Transco, and of course DOE, Senator. So we've been in, there has been inspections, as we call it, every week or every month. Although there are letters also from our good friend Mr. Matibag on inspections. And there are others that we don't allow also because it's under the provision of our concession agreement. and it's in the Philippine Grid Code. And it's during the time it was the Grid Management Committee that looks on the vulnerability of the grid.
Yung sinasabing daily, ang dami kong sulat eh. Yung sa nilagay ko rito ganyan.
Mr. Chairman, padlock pa nga lang ho, tsaka ilaw. Yun ang mga ini-inspection niya.
Can you, I'll let you speak when the chair will let you speak.
Alam niyo ho, yung coverage ng inspection namin na nilimit nila, doon na lang ho sa mga dati nang nandoon na facilities. There are yung mga PUCs kasama, public construction. Pero, yung mga bagong ginagawang proyekto, hindi na ho nila pinapa-inspect sa amin. Andun ho yan sa mga sulat. Sabi ho, where I'm coming from, I'm a lawyer, the best evidence rule is the written document. The document will speak for itself. Another principle in the rules of evidence, the most suppressed evidence could be the most damaging evidence. So, doon siguro pumapasok yun, ayaw pakita sa atin, baka may tinatago. Kasi kung walang tinatago, Mr. Chair, we can all end this hearing and all of us go there and make the audit, tingnan natin yung mga assessment. Yung project yung mga bago pong proyekto, ayaw nilang ipa-audit, ayaw nilang pakita sa atin. Pero yung trabaho po ng Transco to protect the interest of the public, bakit po? Yung sinasabi po nila mga investment na nilagay nila yan, hindi naman nila investment yan eh. Investment ng taong bayan. Kasi siningil ho yan sa taripa. Lahat ho yan sinisingil nila sa tarif. Let me tell you, yung 15.04 nila na nawak, pag naggastos sila ng 1 milyon, may interest silang 15.04. You can easily go to the bank and ask the bank for a loan for 3%. So, ano ba nangyari sa atin dito? Ano nangyari?
Mr. Chair, I think yung isang nag-emerge dito sa mga diskusyon natin ay kapag yung isang critical national infrastructure tulad ng isang power grid ay dapat tumatakbo as a matter of course under a very clear concession agreement sa ilalim ng mga batas, PIRA man yan o yung Philippine Grid Code, meron namang supposedly regulatory body. Pero nagkakaroon ng mga weird na mga sitwasyon na yung mga dapat na natural na inspection o audit na hindi na didelay ng kalahating dekada ay hindi nangyayari. Kailangan pa natin magdaos, Mr. Chair, ng ganitong hearing para lamang sabihin ang mga probisyon ng agreement, ang mga probisyon ng mga batas ay dapat tinutupad. Kung may regulatory body na parang nagpipigil or ang bagal gumalaw 5 years bago mag-enforce ng isang bagay na nasa mandato nila. It becomes all the more reasonable, Mr. Chair, na tignan natin ulit yung mga provision na yan, whether ng agreement or kahit pa ng mga batas, PIRA mismo, Philippine Grid Code, para hindi sila nababali at hindi nagkakaroon ng ganyang opaqueness sa halip na transparency. At hindi, lalo na when we go into the discussion on the financials and on the performance, na hindi ito nagre-resulta na nagiging mas mahal pala ang, or hindi kasing mas mura ang presyo ng kuryente sa mga consumers. Parang maganit kasi yung nagiging discussion, Mr. President, Mr. Chairman, between our different resource persons. So, tayo naman in aid of legislation. So, mukhang nagiging mas reasonable talagang i-review yung lahat ng mga dapat.
At yan ang ating balita. Maraming salamat sa iyong pagsubaybay. Ito ang Balitang Express.